And welcome back to the cast, everybody. Game 2, Divided House versus Keepers of Zeal. Score is currently 1-0, Keepers of Zeal. Undying coming out as the first ban. Good lane support. Shadow Fiend, good ban. Huge, good meta hero. That minus armor really helping out with a lot of the other synergies this meta presents. Keepers of Zeal choosing the next ban. If I were them, I would ban out Bristleback. The last game they had to play against that Bristleback, granted, it did not exactly do too much against them. They were easily able to outdo that Bristleback, but nonetheless, doesn't hurt to ban something that doesn't exactly help them out, and they ban the Doom instead. The other team, Divided House, bans out the Ember Spirit. Obviously, they didn't like that very much. Keepers of Zeal have pick 1, and they choose Tusk. Huge support here, really good ganker, really good roamer, great just simple lane support as well. Divided House picking up the Night Stalker this time. Keepers of Zeal had that last time, doing quite a bit of work. Hopefully we see Night Stalker go the correct build this time. What he did seem to work out, but it would definitely be a lot more effective if he could have gotten at least 1 point in silence. Waiting for that next pick by Divided House, and it's a Darkseer, so it looks like they're going to be going a solo off lane this time. Probably going to be having a roaming Night Stalker, possibly a tri-lane with this Night Stalker. Also, hopefully Night Stalker isn't put as a third slot. Hopefully he is one of the 2 supports. Definitely better third slot heroes this meta. And there's a Gyrocopter picked up by Keepers of Zeal. Another strong hero, not quite as strong as he was in 6.84, but still a good hero. Good carry all around. Once again, I really think Keepers of Zeal should just ban out that Bristleback as the one hero they had a problem with last game. This time they don't even have a Phantom Lancer to help pick him off as easily. Although granted, Bristleback probably would have died a lot more if he didn't have his IO. So considering this initial draft by Divided House, they're probably not going to go for an IO again this game. So it's probably safe to leave Bristleback in the pool. And Windranger banned out. I believe they banned Windranger game 1. Nope, I lied. Divided House banned Windranger game 1. Still strong mid hero. Strong hero this meta, actually. Any sort of minus armor debuff that you could pick up, and Windranger is basically a guaranteed kill. Winter Wyvern banned out as well. Another huge ban there. That ultimate, just nothing you want to mess with, as well as the fact that she is an amazing lane support. Harass with Arctic Burn, as well as the ice, as well as the shards, and healing with her Cold Embrace.
10 seconds to go.
Queen of Pain banned out by Keepers of Zeal. Strong mid lane hero. Not quite sure who they want to go mid lane though, if they're banning out both these heroes. Highly doubting it, but it's possible that Invoker could be coming out here. And Templar Assassin banned out by Divided House. A lot of strong mid laners gone here. Shadow Fiend, Ember, Templar Assassin, Windranger, and Quap all banned out here. Waiting on Divided House's next pickup. So far with their 2 pickups, they've got a Quite a bit of synergy if Night Stalker
10
ganks.
seconds
Darkseer's
to go.
laying a quick Ion Shell behind the lines, and Night Stalker
5
wrapping around with a
seconds.
crippling fear silence. Definitely going to be hard to get away from that.
Radiant
And
win.
Dazzle picked up another great support. Dazzle did quite a lot of work for them in the last game. The heal coming out, Shallow Grave being used a few times, although I didn't see it effectively saving anyone, is still an amazing spell. Really just a great lane support as well. Also, since the Slardar is still in the
10
pool, well,
seconds
never
to
mind.
go.
They have Darkseer for their offlane hero, so Slardar would not be a good pickup here. But the Dazzle Slardar combo, the Dazzle Slardar combo is still a great combo. So much minus armor. The heal bomb, which is physical damage actually, so just another way to purge off health extremely quickly if you've got minus armor in any fashion. Keepers of Zeal picking now, and they sure do like to take their time. I think they had something like 6 seconds of time, reserve time left last game, but they pick up Clockwork. A pretty solid offlaning hero, can hold his own usually, especially with ganks from Tusk. They should be able to get plenty of kills here. If Clockwork can get anyone trapped in cogs, Tusk snowballing, Walrus Punch should be able to finish them off. There's a Magnus pickup from Divided House. Probably going to be their mid laner right there. He's a strong pick, reverse polarity, really good spell. They really just need to watch out. Well, he needs to watch out for the Gyrocopter. You should probably get him in there.
10 seconds to go.
Or else Gyrocopter could come out of nowhere, throw down a
5
call down, turn on
seconds.
Rocket Barrage,
Reserve time.
turn on Flat Cannon, and just start going to town.
Dire team.
And actually, we have an Alchemist picked up by Keepers of Zeal. This is going to be an exciting match. Magnus versus Alchemist mid. Probably, the lead definitely goes to Alchemist. Alchemist is a super good mid laner
10
against melee mid.
seconds to go.
Extremely hard for him to do anything in that acid spray.
5 seconds.
Life is hard when you're going against an
Reserve
Alchemist.
time.
Here comes the ban by Divided House. They still need a hard carry, and right now Keepers of Zeal need a support. If I were them, I definitely not want to be going up against anything that really helps these guys out. Crystal Maiden for the mana would be a pretty good ban, as well as her Teamfight ultimate. They already banned out the Wyvern. Definitely need to be banning out a support here. And out goes the Witch Doctor. Good ban. He could really mess up the reverse polarity. If he doesn't get stuck in it, he just has to cast his ultimate, and suddenly no one wants to be near that reverse polarity. Time for Radiant to ban. If I were them, they banned Anti-Mage again, but I would have. If I were them, Divided House needs a support. I guess not. So they are running Night Stalker support. That's good. They definitely could have ran a core Night Stalker, picked a... Well, never mind. That would be terrible. Not against Alchemist. So my plan was completely bad. But they pull through on their own. Juggernaut pickup. Looking pretty good here. Keepers of Zeal, they're going to be having their last pickup as well. Probably looking for any support to help them out here. Omni Knight wouldn't be too bad, putting that magic immunity on Gyrocopter, also being able to get the heal for Alchemist, and his ultimate can really, really mess up that Juggernaut ult into Magnus. But this is a Juggernaut Magnus combo that's some pretty sketchy stuff. Magnus just reverse polarities, throws an Empower on Jug, Jug Omni Slashes, and that should be however many heroes he caught in reverse polarity dead. Keepers of Zeal taking their sweet time, though. 20 seconds to pick. Time is ticking down as they try to figure out this perfect support to complete their lineup.
10 seconds to go.
And they go with Ancient Apparition. Not too bad of a support. They played him just last game. It worked out pretty well for them. We'll see if he can do the same amount of work here, or if it isn't to be. Putting into the game, a quick game pause. Who doesn't love that reborn bug? Well, let's take this time to introduce the teams over on Radiant. Keepers of Zeal, we have 7 on the Clockwork. Love Machine playing on the Tusk. He was not there last game. He was a stand-in. Non-compliance was actually in his place. Prepation on that Ancient Apparition. Captain Morg is going to be playing your Alchemist. And Dwarves SC is going to be on Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, over on Dire, we got Ed here, the Darkseer. Drucifer on Night Stalker, Two-Step CEO on Juggernaut. Dinosaurs are better on Dazzle, and The Origin playing Magnus. So we've already talked about this mid matchup a little bit. Alk is obviously going to go for a point in Grievel's Greed, then some points in Acid Spray, and once he gets level 2, once he gets that level 2 Acid Spray, Magnus should be completely zoned out of lane. The off lane is going to be Clockwork versus a Juggernaut and a Dazzle, it looks like. It's going to be a hard lane for him. Dazzle should be able to zone him out easily if he ever comes up for a last hit. Heal Bomb is going to be there. Juggernaut's Spin is going to completely negate his his Battery Assault. Forgot what that was called for a second. Here we go. Darkseer. Throwing the ward up. Darkseer and Night Stalker keeping this. So it should be a roaming Night Stalker. They might just throw him in lane until the first night. But it is going to be a Tusk, Gyro, Ancient Apparition off lane. That's going to be extremely hard for this Darkseer. Especially because they're all ranged except for Tusk. It's going to be easy for him to get that. And in comes Alchemist. There's the level in Grievel's Greed. And it's an easy rune for him.
Let's get this farce over with.
There's the pickup, and there's the immediate 500 gold. Hello, bottle for Alchemist. Who got the top rune? Magnus got the top rune. Good pickup there, so it's both mids going to be able to get their top rune. Alchemist definitely coming out on top, though, because of how valuable that is. If we say each last hit is worth 50 gold, and, I mean, really they're not. They're worth somewhere more around the 40s. But if we say each last hit is worth 50 gold, Alchemist has technically already gotten 10 last hits just by picking up the rune. And that is just insane. And there's his level 2 in Acid Spray. It should be impossible for Magnus to be in this lane once he throws that down. And there it is. He's just going to want to back off. He has to use Shockwave to get last hits now. And it's just not going to be a fun lane for him. And oh, Alchemist getting that last hit by the Acid Spray. Some lucky stuff there. The Courier comes out with his bottle, but Alchemist, he's full. Drops the Ironwood Branch, and there we go. Meanwhile, if we look on this bot lane, Night Stalker and Darkseer are doing a much better job than I expected. Never mind, Ancient Apparition just pulled. Like I said, the carry here, ranged carry, so Ion Shell only going to be able to do so much against that. And he's just last hitting really well. 7 and 3 mid lane Alchemist, and that is just... Magnus is really losing this lane. They're going to have to gank this Alchemist, gank him often, and gank him quick, because he is going to be doing a lot of work. Meanwhile, top lane, the Juggernaut, sitting at 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, just getting last hits left and right. There go the right clicks onto the Clockwork. Clockwork pops Battery Assault. Oops, Battery Assault. Heals up with his Clarity. Just going to secure him getting out. Meanwhile, down bottom, Darkseer having a hard time, and Magnus pauses the game. See what's going on here. Some weights coming out from the top lane. Alk, definitely going to be winning this lane. Like I said, easy lane win here for Alchemist. Nothing really that Magnus can do to pull this lane back. And he just had to rebind his keys, that's all. And here we go. Magnus, all he has to last hit is his Shockwave here, and that's not what you want. Until he gets Bottle, which should be right now. Yep, that's a cool Courier. until he gets Bottle. Well, once he gets Bottle, it's going to be a little better because his mana sustain is going to be up there. But, I mean, it's just not great. And there we go. Another bounty rune for Alchemist. That's just so much gold for him. There, I would have liked to see him hold off on the acid spray there a bit. With Magnus not here, he doesn't need to throw it down. Because, obviously, it's not doing damage or anything to him if he's not there. Just a wee bit of a mistake there. Magnus walking and getting the deny anyway. Meanwhile, up top, Clockwork. Holding his own here. Doing a pretty good job. There we go. There's his first level in Cogs. I would have liked to see him put 2 into Rocket Flare as opposed to in the Battery Assault, but this build's alright for now. Down bot, Darkseer doing about as well as you'd expect. Harass being thrown out by Ancient Apparition. Last hits coming pretty easily to this Gyrocopter. I mean, he shouldn't be scared of Ion Shell at all. He just has to sit back, right-click, and he's getting it done. I mean, there, he's taking a bit of damage, but of course it should just be really easy for him. Tusk headed mid. Tusk doing work in the jungle, being able to stack these camps. Both of those are stacked. There's 2 stacks for Alchemist. None of these are stacked. Ancient Apparition about to pull. But still, huge work by Tusk. So here, looks like he's going to get the rune. 2, 3, and he fails to stack anything. I would have really liked to see him attempt to stack something there. Alchemist. It helps Alchemist to get whatever stacking he possibly can. It looks like he threw an acid spray down there. In comes the snowball. Some right click come through. Rocket Barrage happening at the perfect time. Out comes the ice shards, but just barely going to miss, and Darkseer surges away to safety. It's going to be fine for him. Meanwhile, Magnus needs to take advantage of this mid. He can get last hits, and there's Alchemist with an invisibility run. If he can use that and go bottom, nope, he decides to go mid. I think going bottom would definitely have been the correct choice there. They could have attempted to go on this Darkseer and really just given him a bad day. There's Night Stalker's level 3. We'll see what happens. He's up top. There's Dazzle. The double pull comes through. Clockwork not falling for anything yet. Night Stalker wrapping all the way around but not going. Cog's being popped, pushing both of them back. He's just going to deny Cog and walk out. But in comes to the middle. Alchemist. Push back with Skewer. Night Stalker. Void comes out. He's being right-clicked. Does Night Stalker have anything in silence? No, he doesn't. Comes out from Tusk. Alchemist alt popped. Turns around. Starts right-clicking Night Stalker. Snowball is up. Will they snowball? In goes the snowball. There goes the stun. More right-clicks. Acid spray thrown down. All they need is a few more right-clicks. Magnus coming around the back. Skewer thrown, or Shockwave thrown out. And that's all it's going to be. No kills going down there, but a good gank by Night Stalker and a good response by Tusk.
And it's off.
Will it be able to hit him? And he hits him, but it just doesn't do enough damage. That's why I would have liked to see more of the points from Battery Assault be put into Rocket Flare. If that was 160 damage, it would have gotten closer to killing him. Magical damage, so it probably still wouldn't have killed him, but definitely would have been closer. And it also means his lane harass on this Juggernaut is better. I mean, there's Dazzle, stacking again. Attempting to pull, almost does it correctly, gets the range creep. And here's Night Stalker down bot after his healing. They need to be careful. Void goes out, there's the Surge. And he's taking a lot of damage from Rocket Barrage, but they don't care. He's still going fast. Oh, he gets frozen in place. There's the Rocket Barrage again, and he gets killed. Darkseer looks like he's going to be next, trying to go around Surges, but he's not going to be able to make it past Gyrocopter. Another Rocket Barrage, and that's a double kill for Gyrocopter. Easy double kill there. Just a great play coming out from Ancient Apparition, how he was able to Ice Vortex. But in comes Magnus with a haste. Doesn't care at all. Snowball comes in. Magnus still has haste. Misses that. Skewers in. Misses that as well. Just runs away. Bottles up and runs away. Haste is almost out. And there's Alchemist getting ready to start farming these stacks. Triple stack here. Double stack here. Double stack here. Nothing stacked. Nothing stacked. Mediocre stacks. Alchemist managing to stack this again. Yep. There's a quad stack there. Doing really good for himself. I would have really liked to see one of the... Oh, they did stack. Perfect. I was just about to say, I would have really liked to see one of the supports stack that as well. Gyrocopter possibly going to be farming this. Yep, so it looks like they're going to give these smaller stacks to Gyrocopter. There he goes, right-clicking away and using Rocket Barrage. Some great last-hit opportunities here. Go ahead and look at that those last hits. Alchemist obviously in the lead. Surprising second, though, with Juggernaut. Although, there goes the spin onto Clockwork. Clockwork can do here. The TP comes up from Tusk. He pops the cogs, and he has got nothing. Snowball comes in. Right clicks go through. Out come the hits, but the heal bomb is down. Right clicks go out as well. Shallow grave. And one more hit and he's dead, but they just decide, no, it's not worth it. Dazzle right clicks. Tower focuses on Dazzle. Heal comes out to save him, and it's just barely enough. Magnus waiting for that bot rune. Ancient Apparition stacking and heading for that rune. Magnus attempts to cliff him, but just cliffs himself. Luckily, he destroyed those trees. Takes some right hits from the creeps. Throws a skewer, and that's going to take a lot of that stack. That's not good for him. Magnus is taking these stacks. This is exactly what you want to do as a Magnus. If you have any way to clear stacks, and if you have any way to clear an Alchemist stacks, you really need to be doing it. You shouldn't be letting the Alchemist get his stacks. Like here, it's going to be a little bit harder, but okay, Gyrocopter throws out his ult, running after him, going to activate Rocket Barrage soon, but Magnus can just skewer out. We'll see what happens. Gyrocopter would have come any closer. I like to think Magnus would have reversed polarity there. Now Gyrocopter's stuck in between three heroes. Darkseer, not quite sure what he's doing. The tower is gone. Ancient Apparition getting gone on here. Magnus throws the skewer, and that's going to be the end of him. Void thrown out again. Gyrocopter right-clicking down. One more right click should do it, and not anymore. Now he's low. Another Rocket Barrage, and that's going to just barely kill him. Rocket Barrage still going on Magnus. Magnus getting one right click, misses it, but skewers in, and that's going to get him. So a 2-for-1 trade down bottom. Meanwhile, top Juggernaut still just farming away. He's not doing so great with lane equilibrium, but at this point in time, I guess he feels like he has enough farm, and he just wants to push the lane. Spin committed to push that. The wave from Dazzle as well. Now that Darkseer is mid, these Ion Shells are going to be a bit of a pain for Alchemist. He's got no way to easily take them out. At this point in time, now that he's got some jungle stacks, well, he took out this. What did he get from that? That's a Sacred Relic. It's a 9-minute Sacred Relic. His Radiance is going to become... If he just takes this as a support stack this one more time, like right now, Ancient Apparition... Nope. If he just goes and takes his team stacks, he should be able to have a Radiance in the next minute. Easily. Meanwhile, top Juggernaut. No mana for anything, same as Dazzle. They're both just going to get clicked down. Rocket Barrage comes out, and this Gyrocopter is just running them over. There's really nothing they can do about this here. It's definitely going to be a hard game to come back. They've got the reverse polarity from Magnus. That's really going to be what turns fights. But it looks like it was even used top. Juggernaut's ult was not, though. There goes Juggernaut. Here comes Darkseer. Maybe on a revenge path, but nope. Good attempt for Magnus trying to skewer the Tusk, just barely missing off to the side. Dazzle in the middle well, and Tusk needs to be careful. But the TPN from Gyro means they're going to be playing a bit more aggressive here, and Tusk is carrying a smoke. I'd love to see him use that. And Alchemist is farming. He's going to have Radiance up soon. Not quite sure what the courier just brought him. But yes, as I said, Alk gonna have Radiance up soon. He has enough money for the recipe right now, I believe. How much is that recipe? 1,250. Yep, he now has enough money for the recipe. There we go. Spot is being brought to him, and that's an 11-minute Radiance. That's some pretty good Radiance timing. Juggernaut taking top tower. Darkseer helping out. Juggernaut finally has his Mask of Madness. And in about 5 seconds, it's going to be night, and that's when this Night Stalker has to get going. Start looking for kills, start picking up the slack.
Dire's middle tower is under siege.
Ancient Apparition Blast being thrown out at Magnus, but gonna miss just barely. Alchemist headed mid, has his ult. See what happens here. His ult may help, but his ult is not a 100% guarantee. Oh, but there he goes, just right-clicking away at this Magnus, and he just does so much. Here goes Dazzle as well, and Magnus is now behind him. See what happens here. They have a skewer play ready. In comes the skewer. There goes... he throws the shockwave first, though. That's going to mean he misses the skewer, and he should have done it in exactly reverse fashion. Should have skewered under tower, reverse polarity to get him stuck there, shockwaved, and then everyone just hit him. That would have been the play. Even then, it would have been hard to do it through his ultimate. Not quite sure if they could have done that, but it would have been a good try. Juggernaut farming up. Look at the last hits and denies. Alchemist obviously in the lead with all the farming stacks he's been taking. Juggernaut second at 61 last hits, and now starting to work on his jungle. Darkseer looks like he's going to be rushing a quick mech. He's got to be careful though. In comes the Tusk Snowball. Ice Shard's probably going to follow. There goes the Snowball. Doesn't quite hit. Ice Shard's blocking him perfectly. Right click's coming out. No Walrus Punch, but it doesn't matter. Clockwork comes in with the hook. There goes the Walrus Punch and the wall as well as the vacuum. It's just not going to be enough. In comes Magnus. Magnus charging. Tusk snowballs. He's snowballing onto the Magnus. The snowball comes out. A beautiful shot. Tusk is going to die anyway, but Magnus and Juggernaut getting hit by Ancient Apparition's ult. Heals should start coming out from Dazzle now. There we go. Magnus has got Arcane Boots. He's ready to reverse polarity now that he has enough mana. Gyrocopter also taking stacks, though. That's going to mean a quick Yasha for him. Alchemist already with those Boots of Travel. That means he's going to be at just an insane pushing power. Dazzle looks like he ulted mid. Night Stalker's got the armor. I wouldn't be surprised if Alk has negative armor, but he doesn't. We'll just see where they decide to go with this. Looks like they go on Clockwork, but he just cogs and gets away, and that's exactly why I need Crippling Fear on Night Stalker, but Juggernaut doesn't care. He throws out the ult, and he just keeps running. Mask of Madness is popped, and he's going to keep running as well. Void thrown out by Night Stalker, but Walrus Punch and Alk just make him go down. Clockwork going to be able to walk away on less than 100 health. Gyrocopter running. It's probably low from the beginning. Magnus finally gets a good skewer play. There's the RP. Everyone's right-clicking down. Dazzle needs to throw out a heal bomb. Dazzle actually gets killed by the Tusk's Ice Shards. Tusk throws out a Walrus Punch. Throws out one right-click. Alchemist throws out just everything he's got, and it just starts melting. Juggernaut Acid Spray used. This is really not looking good. They have nothing that can contest this team right now. And I don't know if that's going to change. Alchemist is only going to get stronger. Gyrocopter is only going to get stronger. Their main core is Juggernaut, and you can't rely on him to Omni Slash through all this. Your only hope really is landing your reverse polarity empowered Juggernaut ult combo. And it's going to be hard. Some pings come out from the wards. Good call out there. TPs come in. Right now just Magnus. Oh, but they're rotating around the side. Magnus runs them. He's got to be careful. Throws a skewer. Snowball is thrown out. There goes the snowball. Dazzle comes in. Dazzle needs to use a shallow grave. That's not Dazzle. I lied. Darkseer throws down his wall. Gyrocopter just doing so much damage, and the 3-man ult from Clockwork just sealing the fight, trapping them all in cogs, and Gyrocopter able to clean it up. No problem whatsoever. Gyrocopter cleaned up by tower. Alchemist stunned by his own stun. But it's not going to matter. They're going to make it out anyway. And this is really, really not looking good for Divided House. Juggernaut, stunned up by Alk, stuck in Acid Spray. His healing ward is thrown up. Mask of Madness is up. Alk's ult popped, though. He's not going to care. Destroys the healing ward and decides to just back off. At a time like this, Keepers of Zeal should really be looking to push some towers. They've taken out this mid-tier 1 tower, but they're actually behind on tower push, losing 2 tier 1 towers. I mean, these towers are basically just free gold at this point. If you push, nothing can honestly contest you. You're going to get free towers. And Alchemist walking up, does he see Dazzle? He does manage to find Dazzle. Stun is getting charged. Out goes the ult, and there we go. Alk is instantly dead, and that's just an easy kill. Darkseer coming in, throws Void. There we go, the right click's coming in. Tusk, 3-man snowball. Tusk sacrificing his life for Alchemist. Perfectly fine, but look at all that damage. So much damage being done here. The stun coming out from Juggernaut. Right clicks go on, but there goes the spin. Clockwork ult comes down. Reverse polarity, but it's just going to pull Clockwork out. Alchemist sitting on the back lines, rehealed. Going up, starts right-clicking down Magnus, and Magnus is dead as well, just as the runs out. Ancient Apparition able to finish off Night Stalker and force back Juggernaut. Actually manages to kill Juggernaut. Do you believe? Yep, he did manage to kill Juggernaut as well. Like I said, this is just not looking like a good game for Divided House. That's going to be really hard for them to win. They're going to need to stay safe and careful. They need to farm, but there's nowhere to farm. Their jungle isn't warded. Alchemist doesn't even care. He can pick them off one by one. If you find Alchemist, you better know Tusk is right behind him with a snowball, and Clockwork not far away with his hookshot. Juggernaut top spinning. Alk already has the stun thrown. Pops his ult, throws the stun. Down goes the acid spray. Juggernaut turns in, has no mana for his ultimate, but just starts right-clicking down Alk, and it's just not going to do anything. Alk heals too fast, but there he goes. Juggernaut running the wrong way, and they obviously decide they don't want to go for it. In comes Magnus. In comes Darkseer. Magnus throwing out a skewer. Cogs thrown up. Right click's coming out. Battery assault now up as well. Alk drops the acid spray. Alk throws his stun. 3 seconds on his ult. Darkseer backs into the wall, but it's just not going to do enough. There goes Alk's ult. And the right click's coming through. They're going to kill. They're going to kill off Darkseer and the Night Stalker. Nice double kill there for Clockwork. Magnus has to be careful, walking towards Alk, but then blinking away. Alk channeling a stun. It's just going to stun himself. He's got no one to throw it out. But does it really matter? Not at all. And there's Alk, Manta style. This is looking like GG here. They just don't have anyone who can test this farm quickly enough. Juggernaut doesn't have enough mana to Omni Slash and use a spell. So he's basically a one-hit wonder at this point. There's finally Empower coming out. And it's just going to be so hard for them to do anything. They're pushing this tier 2 tower, but they don't even need to be scared of an initiation. They know there's nothing that the other team can do to them. Ancient Apparition, casual ult for those last hits. And the bottom tower just being pushed equally as hard. And being defended equally as little. See stacks probably meant for Juggernaut, but not anymore as Gyrocopter starts to rip through them. He's not going to be able to finish them off, but I mean, he can definitely do some damage to them. Here comes Night Stalker. Here comes Magnus. There's Tusk just waiting. They want Gyrocopter to get gone on. But they don't have ward vision. They don't scout it out. But there they go. Night Stalker sees this. He has to see this. The pings come out from Night Stalker. Hookshot up on Clockwork to the creeps. Alchemist starts channeling his stun. There goes the stun. Acid sprays dropped. Right clicks come through. Meanwhile, back on the bottom. I'm not sure how Tusk got there, but, well, he's there. He starts getting right click down. Can they do enough? They just simply don't do enough. But he walks through the wall, and that's going to spell the end of him. Ancient Apparition all comes out, and it's not going to hit anyone. Clockwork, Rocket Flare goes out, and it hits quite a few of the team. There's Juggernaut just waiting to find a perfect spot to use his ult. Everyone's just going to slowly retreat back. Ancient Apparition, no mana, so that's going to be bad for him for the next few minutes. In comes Juggernaut with the ult, but level 2 ult, it doesn't really do much. I mean, he hits Gyrocopter twice, then jumps to the Ancient, kills it, and Gyrocopter is then out of range, and the ult just stops. Really would have been better if they waited until the creep was dead, or Magnus even has RP up. Magnus could have jumped in, RP'd 1 or 2, however many were there, just gone on it. There's... Ooh, this Sentry, I'm not sure if it sees that ward, but how sad would that be if it didn't? And I don't think it does. No one's going to deward it. How terrible. Sentry. Beautifully warded. Good warding execution as well. Dazzle all alone, and if we've learned anything from the past few kills Alchemist has had, it's that Dazzle shouldn't be all alone. Another 4,000 gold here from Alchemist. Let's just go to net worth. 18,000 gold net worth. 10,000 gold over the closest second runner. And Alchemist sees the teleport, doesn't care, throws the stun onto Gyro, pops Acid Spray, Dazzle comes in with the heal. There's the grave, there's the wall, but nothing happens. Alchemist just avoids the wall, pops his Mantis Style, and Darkseer just goes down.
Dire's bottom tower has been destroyed.
Night Stalker coming in, maybe looking for some revenge. Alchemist's ult is down for 19 seconds. They have to go now, but with no silence, I don't see anything happening, really. In actuality, Dazzle has not but boots. And Alchemist, he doesn't even need his ult. He says, I'm just going to go on this anyway. Throws the stun, throws the Acid Spray, and... well, that's about it. Nothing else really came from that.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
But top being pushed in by creeps. Keepers of Zeal. They should really be looking to end this game. While it's... what is he building? An Octarine Core. Makes sense. Saw the mana booster and... I was really confused. What's that thing called? Energy booster. Saw the energy booster and got really confused. But Keepers of Zeal should be trying to end. While yes, it's improbable that Divided House can pull a comeback of this magnitude, if we just go ahead and look at the gold graph, a 20,000 gold advantage already, and just over 15,000 experience advantage, it's not looking good. And in they go. Ancient Apparition ult hitting on none. Juggernaut ult comes through, but it's just not going to do much at all. Magnus just Juggernaut just right-clicking. Alchemist right-clicking as well. Juggernaut just killed. Alchemist too strong for them. The Cogs are going to force back Darkseer, and there's another kill. Alchemist charging through, throwing the stun out onto Magnus, gets a double stun here, and GG comes out from the Dazzle. 22-minute game 2, and that's going to be the end of your series. Keepers of Zeal winning 2-0.